After a 2-year hiatus with convoys throughout town, the Elmhurst Memorial Day Parade is back for its 104th year. I'm Ken Bartels from Community Bank of Elmhurst and my partner Tony Cazzone from the clerk of York Township, and we're here to bring you the Memorial Day Parade. Our first unit coming up immediately is the Elmhurst Police and Fire Color Guard. And Tony, it's great to have the parade back.
I'm telling you, Ken, we've got a crowd out here today. The people in Elmhurst are just looking so forward to being outside and watching our parade after, like you say, a 2-year hiatus. So we're happy to be back.
Well, the convoys, the 2 years of pandemic Memorial Day convoys were very well received. People enjoyed the convoy going through all 7 wards of the city. But it's not a parade.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And, you know, credit to people like Mark Mulliner and the American Legion post-THB
Right.
Who put that together for us. It went by within a block of my house. And I can tell you, there were a lot of people that walked by my house just to stand by Spring Road to watch that go by. It was a credit and a tribute to our fallen heroes.
We have this sign here that indicates that the Elmhurst Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the City of Elmhurst, the Park District, and the American Legion of Elmhurst present this parade for everyone's respect and enjoyment. It goes without saying, Tony, that we have a lot of wonderful entries in the parade, but this is a first-time group coming up. The Illinois Army National Guard's 144th Army Band, the first time in our parade.
Yes, and they're representing the Illinois National Guard.
Our Elmhurst city officials, led by Mayor Levin, but most of the aldermen are there as well. Always good to see our elected officials go through the process.
You're right, absolutely. Everybody's got a smile on their face, too. And then here
Elmhurst,
comes our trolley.
There's
right
the trolley. Also, after a 2-year hiatus, the Explore Elmhurst Express trolley starts up this coming weekend, Tony, and goes throughout the summer.
Absolutely. We'll plug them again, too, a little bit later. I want to mention that band. They're under the direction of Drum Major Sergeant Leslie Castro, the band comprised of 38 citizen soldiers from across Illinois.
Our first acknowledgement banner has to do with the Freedom's Centennial Afghanistan sign. We'll see these remembrance banners of United States war involvements throughout the parade, and they're usually carried by Cub Scout pack, and that was Cub Scout pack number 14 that just went by. Can't have a parade without fire and emergency vehicles, fire, police. And in the Memorial Day Parade, they flash their lights, but they don't do the sirens like they do in the St. Patrick's Day Parade and other places that they go. So it's kind of a somber tribute paid, because after all, Memorial Day is a tribute to everyone who has served in the military, men and women, whether they're with us today or are no longer with us. We acknowledge their service.
Absolutely. We had seen the acting Elmhurst Fire Chief, Bill Anashevitz, went by, and now just going by is Engine 1 from the Elmhurst Fire Department. And right behind Engine 1 is the ladder truck from, this is Truck 1. Again, the Elmhurst Fire Department, our first responders. One of the best around.
Absolutely. These are such mammoth vehicles.
They are.
You usually aren't this close to them.
You're right. Thank goodness.
Yes. Yes.
And they, I'll say our fire department, like our police department, train very heavily. They're constantly training, which keeps them on the ready all times. Next coming up is Oak Brook Fire Department, Squad 93. We're happy to have them here with us.
You know, while we have the viewing going on, Tony, of these emergency vehicles, this is Villa Park coming on board now. We have one of the parade organizers, John Quigley, with us, and John and Ralph Paccianio kind of pull this whole thing together. And you know, John, you had 2 years to plan this one.
I'll tell you, it's always hard to plan the parade, but after a 2-year hiatus, contacts have disappeared, units have disappeared. It was really way more difficult to do it this year. Most of that fell on Ralph's shoulders. I'm basically the PR social media guy, but glad to be back in person, live parade, tons of people watching, and a beautiful day to have us back in person.
So did you walk the route to this point, or?
I did. I was part of the parade presentation. You know, in the old days, I used to walk 3 times.
Right.
It was with the chamber, with the college, now university, and then with the Kiwanis Club. And once I got to where I was helping Ralph run the parade, that got a little difficult. So I had to limit my participation.
So that's why I got an oxygen tank over here for you, John, just in case you need extra air.
The crowds are good on all along the route?
Crowds are phenomenal. You know, I got asked a week out whether or not we thought people would show up, and I said, oh yeah. The moment they can get back out there, they'll get back out there. And obviously, right at the start of the parade, we had the Illinois Army National Guard Band. What a great addition to the parade this year.
This is True Patriots Care. They're coming through. They have a display of 130 American flags. You can see probably some of them behind us in some of the shots here in Wilder Park.
Yeah, we want to thank Jerry Christofferson, also president of True Patriots Care, Ken, for putting up that display for us.
The Antioch Brass Quintet, which has graced parades for many, many years in Elmhurst.
Here's a group that, yes, we enjoy every year. And we were talking earlier about the Elmhurst Sesquicentennial Parade. They were also in that parade, too, with us.
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
True Patriots Care display includes more than 100 flags of York Community High School graduates, Immaculate Conception High School graduates, and Timothy Christian High School graduates who were killed in action.
We are now starting to see military representatives going by. U.S. Army, Colonel Robert F. Brackey, Lieutenant Colonel Martin Jensen. And we will see these go by, and then when the military vehicles go by, or the dignitaries rather, and they circle around behind our viewing stand and get up on the podium where they will acknowledge units that go by throughout the parade. It's really a wonderful circumstance.
Yeah, I want to mention also, Ken, that second car that went by was driven by Emily Wagner. She's the HR director for the city of Elmhurst. She's driving her father, Specialist 4 James Palm. The third car was driven by Ernie Ionata. He's a member of the Knights of Columbus here in Elmhurst, and he's driving General John Wendell. Fourth car is driven by Joseph Barango with TBA Sergeant Tom Augustin from the Air Force representing the Space Force. And then the fifth car driven by Tom Beaver with Commander, what is it? Bekvar, thank you, with Commander David Fry and CWO3 Tyrone Clark. And our sixth car that just went by, driver was Robert Allen with Corporal Alex Bailey, and the car is provided by Mrs. Diane DeKima. Seventh car was driven by Jim Devanovich with Chief Michael Salviati.
And here's our American Legion Post 187 color guard going by, and the acknowledgement of our Grand Marshal, First Lieutenant Robert Fonzino, U.S. Army retired. And Bob Fonzino is well known to Elmhurst people with his business background, but a distinguished service to his country during the Vietnam War. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back. It's the 104th Elmhurst Memorial Day Parade.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's about time, it's about time, it's about time.
The Elmhurst Center for Performing Arts will be a state-of-the-art theater for national touring shows and live productions.
This is a great opportunity for us to expand and maintain our cultural center within the city of Elmhurst.
We will be treated to plays, musicals, concerts, dance recitals, magic shows, comedy.
I think it'll be great for downtown Elmhurst, and I think we can bring in some amazing acts and really put Elmhurst on the map.
ECPA will help Elmhurst meet the entertainment and cultural demands of our residents and will attract many people from other communities.
With our central Chicagoland location and Metro stop, the Performing Arts Center is bound to be a well-known destination showcasing all Elmhurst has to offer.
This is the perfect location for a performing arts center.
ECPA started as a big dream, but it's a dream that keeps getting closer and closer to reality.
As a local business owner and resident, a performing arts center in the heart of City Center would be a cultural jewel.
Let the shows go on.
It's about time.
We are back at the Elmhurst Memorial Day Parade here on May 30, 2022, the 104th parade. I'm Ken Bartels and Tony Cazzone, my partner. We are looking at the Patton Academy, the Farragut Career Academy, JROTC drill and drums team coming down Prospect Avenue.
This is a unit that's been with us in the past, always wonderful to watch them and listen to that cadence.
Coming on the screen now is the United States Naval Sea Cadet Corps Color Guard John F. Kennedy Division, and we welcome them.
Our next unit, Ken, is the Northern Illinois Chapter Military Vehicle Preservation Association. And I know they pride themselves in these vehicles. These are vehicles vintage from years gone by. And look at how nice they keep them. And I'm sure if those vehicles could talk, they have some very chilling stories to tell us.
Without doubt, Tony, without doubt. But they do provide an interesting flashback for parade watchers. It's
Absolutely.
like, once again, you used to see military convoys on the highways now and again. You don't really see those much anymore. And so, except in old movies, where do you see these vehicles? In parades?
You're right. You're right. And speaking of the old movies, that's what a lot of the networks are showing now. These past couple of days, in tribute, again, and the remembrance for all of our fallen heroes. And that's what Memorial Day is all about, Ken. Yes, it's the unofficial start of summer with all the barbecues and outdoor events and whatnot, but as our parade theme is, always remember, Memorial Day is meant to remember those that paid the ultimate sacrifice for us
Well,
so
and
that
I
we
think
enjoy the liberty we have
I told
today.
you before we began that I think we need this Memorial Day. We need this Memorial Day to remind us that sacrifice is how most of the major problems of this country have been solved over time. Sacrifice not only of military personnel, but sacrifice by citizens to get things solved.
Right.
And right now, with still dealing with the pandemic, there's a European war going on. We've got inflation issues. We've got unspeakable gun violence.
We've got gas prices that are double than what they were.
It's time to step back and understand that we're going to have to make some sacrifices to get all these things turned around.
Right, absolutely.
So in our parade today, we've got 5 color guards. We've got about 7 or 8 music units, marching bands, what have you. I know the York Dukes are coming up here shortly. The parade's a little smaller coming out of the pandemic. As John Quigley referenced, some groups during the pandemic went away and
Yes.
never to return.
Yes.
Others of them just simply not yet ready to resume.
Right.
And it's just an interesting moment.
Yeah.
We don't quite know if it's okay to completely resume normal duties, but it's nice to see the crowds out at the parade.
Yeah, absolutely. And the crowd is out today. And when you look at the faces of everybody today, everybody has a smile. They look very relaxed. Elmhurst is ready for this parade, and so are all of the residents that have come out. I want to mention, Ken, we talk about Memorial Day and whatnot, but actually, years back, it was called Decoration Day.
Decoration Day.
And it got that name because that was the day everybody went out and decorated the graves and the sites at the cemeteries of their loved ones who they lost while serving. Later, it was changed to Memorial Day, and that's what gave way to, I think, the Memorial Day poppies that we would see. The tradition of poppies on Memorial Day was inspired by the 1915 Open in Flanders Field by John McCrae. And every Memorial Day, that's why we've seen volunteers selling red silk poppies as a way to raise funds for veterans organizations. And the poppies are a symbol of tribute and support for veterans.
With that, we're going to take a slight break, and we'll be back once again with the Memorial Day Parade.
As the City of Elmhurst Utility Division, we take pride in being responsible for the operation and maintenance of Elmhurst potable water supply, water reservoirs, elevated water storage tanks, and pumping stations. Our division is also responsible for the operation and maintenance of the wastewater treatment plant and the storm and sanitary pumping stations. We are proud to provide our community with thoughtful, energetic operations providing fresh and safe drinking water. We follow protocols to ensure public safety using thorough daily testing routines and chlorination of the system. On average, the city delivers 4 million gallons of potable water each day to the Elmhurst community. We operate and maintain 3 lake water pressure adjusting stations, 3 booster stations, and 3 elevated storage tanks, and a water supply of 15 million gallons for peak usage and fire protection. We also maintain 183 miles of potable water piping, 2,300 fire hydrants, and 3,500 valves within the water distribution system. We also act as environmental stewards for the community in operating and maintaining 10 sanitary lift stations at the water reclamation facility located along Route 83. We treat on average 20 million gallons of water per day with the ability to treat up to 80 million gallons. This facility provides the community with essential water treatment services. We adhere to the highest level of quality control through analytical testing to manage our wastewater treatment facility and to meet state and federal regulatory requirements. There are two products of the wastewater treatment plant, clean water and biosolids. The influent water is sent through a series of mechanical, biological, and chemical treatments, resulting in clean water being returned to Salt Creek. The byproduct removed through the treatment is then further processed through a series of biological processes to form biosolids, which are returned to local farm fields as fertilizer. We operate and maintain 16 stormwater pumping stations with a combined pumping capacity of greater than over 600 million gallons per day and 4 stormwater reservoirs located throughout Elmhurst. Water is not limitless, yet it is essential to everything we do in life. Our job is to ensure that Elmhurst never goes a day without water by maintaining and recycling our system. Please contact the city's Utility Operations Manager at 630-530-3042 for more information.
We're back at the 104th Memorial Day Parade in Elmhurst, Illinois, and we're starting to see the first folks from the 2nd Kentucky Cavalry Company D, Civil War reenactors. They like to stop periodically and shoot those those Civil War rifles, and in so doing, they announced the fact that the mayor has joined us. Mayor Scott Levin at the Memorial Day Parade. See, right on cue.
I can't see them, but I can hear them.
Good morning. Welcome, Mayor.
Good to be here, Tony.
So, good crowds, we understand, along the route.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a Memorial Day where it wasn't like 90 degrees and you get to wear a suit. So I wouldn't forget. But, yeah, good crowd. I think we're down a few entries this year. I don't know if
we are.
We are just a little bit. Yeah, there were some people that...
some units went out of business during 2 years of COVID. So,
well, the motorcade left without me last year. I was in the wrong side of the Wilder Mansion, so I didn't take it personally.
We've got some good marching units this year.
I know.
And we are a lot of our organizations, community organizations, they're here with us too at the same time.
But
you're here.
And I'm here. We had the military band for the first time, I believe, marching right in front of us. I found myself breaking into my old drum major routine and marching in step with them. So,
there you go.
Good. Yeah. Isn't it? There's something about that, though. We were talking earlier that when you hear that cadence, it just brings back so many memories, and it just gets your blood flowing, doesn't it?
It does. It does. It makes you pick up your step, and you feel great about being in a parade. It really makes it. And they were a great band.
Yeah.
Great band.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes you proud to be an American.
Well,
did you come up with that?
Yeah. That sounds like a song lyric to me, Tony.
I know.
The crowds are obviously important for the parade. The participation, all of the Cub Scout, Girl Scout, Brownies, whatever, that carry the remembrance banners throughout the parade, and all of the other community groups that are involved, they just continue to make Elmhurst parades pretty special.
Yeah, I was just talking to, so there's, for the last few years, there's girls and Boy Scouts, and the woman who's the troop was talking about her daughter and how they're here to not only march, but to make sure they stay for the ceremony and understand what this holiday is all about, which a lot of people don't really stop and think about.
Well, the 2 years of the convoy were very well received. I mean, everybody understood, but the convoys going through all 7 wards of the city, they were very well received and very popular, and they're not a parade, but they were a wonderful alternative.
It was a great idea. I can't take credit for it because I had nothing to do with it, but it was a great idea.
Yeah, we gave credit earlier, and we also mentioned, like Ken said, people looked forward to that. A lot of people talked about it, even though we couldn't have the parade, but that was just a nice tribute to our fallen heroes that the Elmhurst people really enjoyed it.
Some degree of normalcy for some couple of difficult years,
in some respects, yes.
So.
Here's the 46th Illinois Volunteer Infantry, Civil War reenactors again. Here we go, Mayor. It's another.
I'm going to get under the table while they...
So we welcome them. They've been a frequent part of our parades. These guys look good for Civil War guys.
They really do, and I'm happy for them that, the temperature hasn't reached 90 yet.
Yeah.
Because if you see the uniforms that they're wearing,
They're wool.
they're made of wool. Yeah,
Sure
so
are.
we're very, very proud to have them here with us.
All right, well, I will take leave. I'm going to prepare for the ceremony.
Okay,
Nice to
Mayor,
see you,
always
Tony.
good to see you. Thank
And
you so much, everything you
pleasure.
do.
Thank you. The mayor mentioned the military ceremony that immediately follows the parade around and part and through the Veterans Memorial here in Wilder Park, right behind where we are seated. That will also be covered by Elmhurst TV.
Coming into our picture right now, Ken, is our unit. It's the USO of Illinois, represented by Jennifer Veremis. Jennifer is also an Elmhurst alderman.
Well, the USO has had a tremendous role in the support of our military personnel over the years as well.
They've always been out there for them, yes.
Daughters of the American Revolution.
This is Martha Iverson, Chapter National Society.
The DAR.
DAR.
Sean Caston, United States Congressman from the 6th District.
Where do you want me? I didn't realize we were getting media attention today.
Absolutely.
Congressman Caston is joining us, and welcome to the 104th Memorial Day Parade.
Welcome, Congressman.
So delighted to be here. It's just a
Nice
just a
to have you
beautiful
here
day.
with us.
Yeah.
It's understand that the crowds have been good. 2-year parade hiatus, but it's back.
You know, everybody is so excited to be back and be out, and it's nice to see people smiling and just being together again, you know?
We were just saying, you probably noticed that along the route. How was the crowd out there for you?
The crowd's great, but you know, I mean, I've been saying ever since COVID, we've all been trapped surrounded by people who are just like us, and there's something that's just beautiful about being out in public and being surrounded by everybody and just being proud to be an American and reminded how much we all have in common with each other.
Elmhurst Heritage Foundation and
Thank
the
you guys, and
Craft
happy
Beer Fest
Memorial
going
Day.
by.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah,
thank you for everything you do.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Thank you, Congressman. As I said, the Elmhurst Heritage Foundation going by, their big Beer Fest event takes place on the museum campus on the 17th of September. And I understand there'll be a local musical group that you know something about, Tony, that'll be playing that day.
Yes. Our band, Lake Effect, 8-piece horn band. We're very excited to be performing at the Beer Fest.
Elmhurst Park District going by right now.
You know, Ken, I can't say enough about our Elmhurst Park District. A lot of people move to Elmhurst because of our schools and our low taxes and whatnot, but also because of the parks that we have. We have one of the most beautiful and well-maintained parks around.
Well, and we've got some major new things happening, too. Centennial Park coming into play around the former Redeemer Center on St. Charles Road, and the expansion of Gloss Park along Robert Palmer Drive. Those are significant expansions and changes to those areas.
Yes, you're right. And that renovation is going on right now on Palmer Drive.
Right.
The building that was there has now been removed, and you see some of the improvements that are taking place.
State Senator Susie Glowiak-Hilton from the 24th District joins the Memorial Day Parade this year.
Coming up, Ken, is a really interesting unit. This is the Elmhurst Knights of Columbus Color Guard, the Father McDonald Council 1911 Club. And this is their 4th degree. The Knights have 4 different degrees, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 4th degree is the patriotic degree, and that's who you see with the swords. And there's Tim Cook that just went by us. And so their float is the Santa Maria, celebrating Christopher Columbus and his explorations when he discovered America.
Looks like they got some representatives of Access Sports on the Santa Maria. I don't know about you, Tony, but I'm not ready to get on this boat and go across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's good for show, but I
don't think those sails are going to take you very far.
No,
but
I don't think so.
Although today they're blowing pretty good.
They are.
We got a solid breeze here. So.
That's great, though. We're really happy to see that. Thank you to the Knights of Columbus.
A strong contingent with the Knights this year walking through the parade here right at the moment.
Yes. And, of course, you see them wearing their bibs. You see them out there when they're asking for donations for the intellectual disability people. And,
as I said, this is significant.
And then they give you a Tootsie Roll.
Significant folks. Here's a group with...
Tony Castellano just went by, too. I want to mention him from the Knights of Columbus, very active
We
guy.
have Diane Masaki, Illinois State Representatives, and some folks marching with her with Cindy Cronin.
Well, as I live and breathe, the wonderful Tony Kazone.
Wait, now she has the microphone. Say that again.
I said, as I live and breathe, the wonderful Tony Kazone.
Oh, thank you.
How
You're
are
so
you?
kind. So nice to see you.
You as well.
So how was the crowd as you saw them coming up? We've been asking everybody. Everybody with smiles on their faces and everything?
This was a wonderful crowd, but I would also say a reverent crowd that's very much respectful of the day today in terms of honoring fallen servicemen.
There you go. There you go.
So,
well, we're so happy to have you out here with
My
us
pleasure.
today.
Thank
I know
you.
You're working hard for us in
I
Springfield.
know. I am indeed. And my husband is actually working very hard today trying to make sure that this vintage Army truck is not going to do any damage in the crowd. So it's all good.
That's good.
Yes.
He seems to be doing a good job so far.
Very careful. No, he's the only person I trust to do this and make sure that we have no fatalities.
We were talking earlier, too, about a lot of these vintage vehicles.
Yes.
That, if they could tell stories of days gone by.
Absolutely.
We'd probably make us shiver.
But and it is actually amazing to also see just how the technology with our military has advanced over the years to go from, this Jeep, which was Korean War vintage, up to the more sophisticated things that we have today, but all designed to make sure that our soldiers are coming home. So I'm all in favor of that.
War in Afghanistan and the war on terrorism banners going by, and Deanne, this is really the parade. This is the future of Elmhurst. It's the future of our country going by us right now.
Absolutely, and I'm very glad that we have so many people here in Elmhurst who are willing to honor and respect the military and what it means in terms of protecting our people and protecting our nation, because there are so many threats abroad, and there's never a day when we shouldn't try to be proactive and prepared.
We have Pete DeCiani going by right now.
All right.
Commissioner
Thank you so much,
on the
Tony.
DuPage County Board.
Pleasure
State Rep
seeing you.
Deanne Mazzocchi, thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
The Afghan and terrorism banners, by the way, were covered by Elmhurst Girl Scouts Unit 507. It's the Elmhurst Area American Association of University Women, the AAUW, touting their annual book sale, which comes up in August. We now have been joined by County Board Member Pete DeCiani, and welcome, Pete, former mayor of Elmhurst.
Good morning, guys. It's a great day in Elmhurst, and it's great to have respect for those who served us and in their memory. And I think of some of my family members that served. My dad's cousin Victor DeCiani was a Marine, and my Uncle Rich is out here in the Jeep today. He's a Vietnam veteran too. So it's a day of reckoning and a day of remembrance of good people that served.
Yes. We were mentioning earlier that, in my opinion at least, we really need this Memorial Day, because we need to understand that the only way we're going to get through some of the issues we're facing as a country is to understand the sacrifices that it's going to take, and the compromises and the conversations.
Absolutely. And so many people work hard for this country, and we often forget that. And Ken, you hit it right on the nose. We need to come together as a country and deal with the issues that are at hand, and face the realities that we face today.
Here's the chorus of DuPage to follow up on that comment, Pete. It's absolutely true. We agree on far more things than we disagree on, but unfortunately we choose to focus on the disagreements.
Yeah. Absolutely. I hope we can bring a lot of the commonality, taking care of our veterans, taking care of our elderly, dealing with keeping our county safe. Those are the big issues I think that we need to always prioritize, and I think that's those are things we got to hopefully all agree on. I would hope so.
Yeah, like you were saying, we've come from afar. We enjoyed the liberty and the freedom that we have today from the sacrifices of your relatives, all of our other relatives, spouses, and everyone else. We don't want that to be diminished. And so, like Ken is saying, the challenges that we have today, yes, we need to come together as a nation and respectfully and keep us on track.
Representation by the Rotary Club of Elmhurst going by in a series of convertibles with some members of the Rotaract Club at York High School. Here's City View Community Church. They very much like to get involved in parades, and it's good to have them here.
Great group having us with them. They're the church that's at York and St. Charles Road, and they're doing a big renovation on the exterior of their church too.
We have a lot of good churches, 32 churches in the city of Elmhurst. I think it speaks to the faithful community that we have and the following foundation that makes Elmhurst so great.
I agree totally. That was the Persian Gulf War sign, Cub Scout Pack number 24.
Got to see my old neighbor, and so many people out today, by the way. I mean, the weather's, we couldn't have had a better day, and so many faces.
We were mentioning that earlier. Yes, Elmhurst is ready for this.
Yeah.
People they want to get outside. They want to enjoy the outdoors, and what better way to do it and kick off the summer than a tribute to our
Persian Gulf War sign, Cub Scout Pack number 24 going by, followed by the Vietnam War sign, Scout Pack number 23.
Again, what a great way to give tribute to our fallen heroes and those that have served past and present.
I got to see our Grand Marshal, Mr. Fonzino.
Yep.
And it was good to see him, and thanked him for his service. What a story,
He does have a story. And if we have time, maybe we'll even mention a little bit about it here. Here comes the York Community High School Marching Dukes Band. Michael Pavlik, director, and Will Ernst, the assistant director.
They are terrific. My daughter Natalie played in this band for several years, and they represent our town well.
Very cool. Awesome.
You don't see the York Dukes in red much, but they look good in any color.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, that was just awesome. That almost it makes me want to get up there and march with them.
There you go.
Tony, you're a musical guy, you know.
Yeah, I'm hip. Our next unit here is the League of Enchantment. They are a 501c3 organization, nonprofit, whose mission is to work together with community organizations and events to bring hope and smiles to kids at heart.
I think this is probably the first time Thor's been in our parade, as far as I know. Spider-Man, I've seen him in parades before, but Thor, I think that's a first. Elmhurst YMCA going by. Another strong community group.
Absolutely. I was had the pleasure of serving them for many years. They knew a lot of great things, especially for our kids. A lot of after-school programs to keep them out of trouble, camps.
They've been around a long, long time.
And some great hockey. Bree played on that hockey team for many years.
Yes, yes. My dad years ago belonged to the Y, Duncan Y.
Mm-hmm.
They used to call it.
Yeah, in Oak Park.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time to listen to the Chicago Highlanders Pipes and Drums. Haven't heard them since St. Patrick's Day parade. Well, Tony, I know this is your 11th Memorial Day parade. It's my 25th.
I'm catching up to you.
Yeah. Good luck with that. It's always been a pleasure. It's absolute. It's a way to give back. It's a tribute of sorts.
Yes. Yeah, I agree, Ken. I enjoy working with you every year, and to share our talent with everyone else.
Well,
is a way to pay back.
And the Elmhurst TV crew.
They're the best.
With us today.
Joe
Absolutely.
Piscatelli.
They are the best.
He's our guy.
Yes, my man Joey and his team.
He makes all of us look good.
He does,
and that's not easy.
Yeah, I was going to say, with some of us, that's easier than others. I'll tell you that.
No profile shots, Joe.
Yeah. It's really something. So,
how good, you?
We had several units that went by us, including the Elmhurst Premier Child Care, the Vietnam War Sign Cub Scout Pack 23, Elmhurst Lions Club, and the Elmhurst Princesses Group, which is a father-daughter group, an Indian Princess Program organization.
This is Vitality Women's Physical Therapy and Wellness going by us now. There were a few parade gaps at the beginning, Tony, but things have tightened up considerably here.
It's looking good.
Parade's actually about 2/3 past us. Got the Korean War sign coming up, I believe.
Yes, and this is being carried by Cub Scout Pack number 26. We talked about earlier our youth and the future. Here it is. Take a look at this picture. You see the kids in this picture. This is our youth. This is the future. God bless them.
Well, and they might not know a great deal about the Korean War, but they know it's important, and they're part of it.
Absolutely.
Well, this is where you learn things, right? You're out with your family, and you ask questions, and it's important to keep these traditions going.
Yep.
And honor our people that gave us the freedoms that we have today.
Mia McPherson going by.
And they're driving a vintage Corvette Stingray.
Yeah, tuck away headlights and everything.
Yeah.
This is J-Dog, junk removal and hauling.
They're with us almost every year in our parade.
Yep.
Good to see them back again.
They employ veterans. Actually, my cousin Ray Hill owns this company.
Exactly.
They do a great job. There's Tess. Hey, Tess. we're giving you a good plug, right? That's my family. They're great people, and they're all veterans, and they employ veterans, and it's a great concept. So if you got stuff you got to get rid of, give J-Dog a call. They will gladly take it off your hands.
Westtown Chorus coming by on a flatbed. It's hard to sing and walk at the same time, so they're on a flatbed.
Take a look at our reviewing stand, Ken and Pete. They're saluting this unit as they go by. That's a sight to behold. We love our country. We love the United States. We're happy to be Americans.
It's a stage of service right there. Service and sacrifice.
They are doing a medley of the military theme songs.
That's really great. That's really great. Enjoyed hearing that. Reby Storage and Moving Company going by.
St. Peter's United Church of Christ, right here adjacent to Wilder Park.
Yes, right. You're right, Ken. Church Street and Cottage Hill, like Pete was mentioning earlier, one of the multiple churches that we have here in Elmhurst.
Right next to IC.
Yep.
And they do a lot of work together, those two parishes, with their food pantries and making sure that our community has what they need. We have families that are challenged too, and it's nice when churches like St. Peter's and IC step up together and make sure that those needs are met.
How nice.
Well, Elmhurst Walk-in Assistance Network is in the basement of St. Peter's, and then the IC Food Pantry right adjacent, as you mentioned, Pete. So they do work together and complement the services that some folks absolutely need to survive.
Back in ECAF days, they brought many families to them, and they helped out immensely. When you got a sick kid, you often lose an income, and then it becomes a hardship, and yeah, you never know what people are dealing with.
It becomes challenging.
Yep.
Well, and during the pandemic,
oh yeah,
they
really
not only did they step up, but the community stepped up in their in the support of those organizations when they absolutely needed that support.
Yep.
Elmhurst Bicycle Club going by right now. You see some of their signs. Start seeing bicycles. Yes, we do need to be more cautious when we're out there, the motoring public. Elmhurst is working at putting up more bicycle lanes, though, around town to help protect the bicyclists. But it's a great way to exercise, a great way to be out there and enjoy the outdoors.
World War I, World War II, Boy Scout Troop 417, and Cub Scout Pack 417. Pete, I'm sorry, you were starting to say something.
No, I apologize. I forgot what I was going to say now. You caught me off guard, Ken. I am 55.
Get used to it.
I'd say I know the feeling, but I forgot what I was going to say.
This is the Mills Group, Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate, and the annual recognition of the USS Arizona.
And it's Bob Mills driving that.
It is.
That beige-colored car.
Bob's a great guy. I had the honor of actually seeing the Arizona on my honeymoon, and man, you talk about when they tell the story, it's
chilling.
and you see the oil still coming up from that ship that's sunk in Pearl Harbor.
First United Methodist Church of Elmhurst in the parade.
Another church just right around the block from us at York and Church Street.
Spanish-American War sign by Cub Scout Pack 78.
There's Jane Cook up there. It's David Cook's wife.
Okay.
And the bells.
There's just something so quieting, comforting about the bell choir like that.
Mm-hmm.
Civil War acknowledgement. The Chiefs Hockey Club.
That's a fun group. Some DCNs played on the Chiefs.
Okay.
Boys and girls, actually. Stefano and Elisa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Dedicated parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great sport, hockey. Expensive sport, but it's a great sport.
Here's the old and the new Superior Ambulance.
Wow, yes. It's, going back to the days of Barney Fife, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a big car.
Yeah.
That's a big vehicle.
They
Ghostbusters.
serve and protect our community.
Yeah, they've been around. You're right, Pete. They've been around a long, long time. They do serve and protect us, and we're happy to have them with us.
My
and
younger
being able
brother,
to count on them.
My brother Tony was a medic for them back when I was mayor of Elmhurst, and they did a great job for us. Kept our community safe. Now the young man's a doctor up in Kenosha, Wisconsin. So
nice.
From whence we came, right?
Yeah.
Harold Johansson and his 1955 Chevy pickup in absolutely superb shape.
Impeccable. Look at that. Look at the color and the shine on that. Oh, that's great.
Revolutionary War sign, Boy Scout Troop 82. They're stopping in front of the reviewing stand and getting a salute from our military dignitaries on stage.
Ran into several childhood friends that I served as scouts with, so that was a cool thing to see some of my grade school friends.
Yeah, it's a great organization.
Yeah.
Boy
Yep.
Scouts, Cub Scouts, the Girl Scouts. It's good for the kids.
Absolutely.
Here's the DeLorean. We're going back to the future.
I think they're even
That's pretty
playing,
heavy
they're
looking.
even playing the song, I think.
Heavy! There's that word again. Marty, is there something wrong with the gravitational pull in the future?
Sorry, I had to do that.
Apparently, Elmhurst Baseball Softball League has to follow that. What's
up, guys? Good to see you. Great organization. Keeps a lot of kids busy.
They're in prime season now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Look, they got a great contingent out here.
Pirates
Look at the
and
crowd
Blue
they
Jays
have. Wow.
and
Yeah.
White Sox, Marlins, Rockies.
Bree played on this softball league here with the girls, and so did Natalie. So it was
Natalie
a
too?
lot of fun.
Good.
This is the Celebration Brass coming onto your screen now.
Ken, Pete, they're based in Palatine. They're musicians of all ages who live to play for just the pure enjoyment of it.
Right behind them, and it's so glad to see this again, it's the Kiwanis Club of Elmhurst and the veterans of Elmhurst University, parade marshals, and the giant United States of America flag. It's great to see this back on our streets.
Nice. That's touching.
That is. And how nice we've got the breeze to accompany it today to really make it look good.
Absolutely.
Well, that we haven't seen for 2 years, so that's
Glad
exciting.
to see that back again.
Exciting to see that back.
Good to see you, Frank. Frank Catalano's out there. He's always out for the Kiwanis.
The York Radio Club is coming on by now, and we want to thank them for their involvement in keeping us informed
Is that
on
Ralph Pachanio driving?
parade issues.
I'm not sure if that's Ralph driving.
That might have been Ralph Pachanio.
Talk about a guy that's a volunteer for this community, and always at every event, always.
And Pete, the oldest business in Elmhurst, the Elmhurst Chicago Stone Company, and
they help
one
build
of their
DuPage
more
County.
modern trucks.
Yeah.
We have the best concrete in Illinois right here in DuPage County in the city of Elmhurst.
Absolutely. We were talking about Ralph Pachanio a little bit earlier. Ralph, again, is the co-chairman for the Elmhurst Memorial Day Parade along with John Quigley. And believe me, I'm on the committee. Ralph does a really great job pulling all of this together. He is very, very organized, and we thank him for that.
First Congregational United Church of Christ are coming up and actually are the end of our parade. So we mentioned it's a little shorter, about 20 units shorter than what would be considered normal, but we're back. The Elmhurst Memorial Day Parade is back. I want to thank Pete DiCiani for joining us.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
Tony Cazzone, my partner, and I'm Ken Bartels. And this has been the 104th Memorial Day Parade in Elmhurst, and we'll see you again.
Bye-bye, everyone.
God bless.
Will everyone please take your places and prepare for the presentation of the national colors? Everybody rise.
Host KIA flag. Order. Arms. Commander Scudder, Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now we have a musical selection, The Star Spangled Banner by Miss Paige Brooke. Anytime. Praise that. Hooves.
See by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last repeat, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the
dance.
Paige. Paige. Please be seated, everyone. My name is Bill Shanklin. I'm the Master of Ceremonies today. Russ Strahan is, where is he? He's out there doing something. Right here. Right over there. He's our Officer of the Day and helping us with the program. Before we get started, I'd like to mention Paige's uncle, PFC Michael Oliveira. He was killed in action in Iraq on June 6, 2011. Just weeks before he was to come home on leave to attend his sister Abby's wedding and to celebrate his first-year anniversary. Paige's singing in this service honors her uncle and remembers him. Now let us do the same as we hear the names called out a little later in this program. Let's also remember Michael. Now, General Window, if you would give us our opening prayer and a few comments about why we're here today.
Well, it's an honor to be here again today and to have family with us, family that has flown in from South America, and so we're glad to have nearly a complete family with us this day. Memorial Day. Memorial Day is observed each year on the last Monday of May. It is a day to honor the memory of those members of our military service who have made the ultimate sacrifice of laying down their lives in the defense of our freedom. It is also a day to honor all those who have served or now serve as members of the United States military. Who do we thank for the great nation that we are today? As a retired Air Force chaplain, I begin with thanksgiving to God. During the 246 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, there has been testing of the American resolve in its stand for freedom. We have been called upon to militarily thwart the ambitions of those who attempted to force their conquests on free people around the world and bring our downfall as a nation. I must apologize for my voice. It's just 1 year away from turning 90, so please bear with me. I recall the day as an 8-year-old when there was a large gathering of people at the home of one of our neighbors. Their son gave me the reason why by stating that he had enlisted into the Navy and was to report that week for active duty. Soon thereafter, a small flag with a blue star was displayed in a window of their home. This is how families shared that one of their own was serving Uncle Sam. Not long after that, a home in the next block displayed 2 blue stars. As the war continued, eventually, all 3 stars of blue were replaced by those of gold. 3 young men had made the supreme sacrifice from my neighborhood in defense of your freedom and mine. We speak of that which we call the greatest generation, and that is no exaggeration. It was composed of a united team of 132 million Americans who provided 16 million men and women who served in the armed forces in World War II, and more than 400,000 never came home. Also, I feel it is necessary that we pay tribute to our law enforcement officers. Nationally, last year, 2021, saw a total of 458 law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty. We salute our police who are here today. We are mindful of the need for healing within our world and our land as we pray for the people of Ukraine and for the families of the small town of Uvalde, Texas, who suffered the wanton loss of 19 young children and 2 of their teachers. I conclude with the words of President Ronald Reagan. If we ever forget that we are one nation under God, then we will be one nation gone under. I invite you to bow with me as we pray. We'll have a moment of silence, and then I will conclude this portion with audible prayer. And our Father in heaven, as we have a nation that speaks of one nation under God with liberty and justice for all, we take heart and confidence in that word, one nation under God with liberty, liberty for all. Lord, I want to thank you this day for all those gathered here, patriotic citizens who love this country, and the men and women who have served and continue serving right now, and those who are yet to join the branches of our military service. We pray, Lord, that we might be a nation that will hold forth true principles of liberty in support of a nation that is honoring its citizens and honoring you. We ask for your blessing upon this service today. In the name of Jesus Christ, my Lord, I come. Amen.
And now we'll have a musical selection by Brian Costello. I'd like to invite John Quigley, President and CEO of Elmhurst Chamber of Commerce and Industry, for a special recognition.
Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everybody. Beautiful day. Great to be back in person and selling Memorial Day and Memorial Day weekend in Elmhurst. Give that a great round of applause. Before I read the names of those we have lost since we last gathered on Veterans Day, I usually like to preface with a little story, and mine will be simple as it pertains to Memorial Day and the freedoms to get together with friends and family. Ralph Piccianio, my parade co-chair for over 20 years now, invited me to the Cubs-Sox game yesterday. He's a diehard Sox fan, and I'm a diehard Cubs fan. And we had to sit through 12 innings of pretty gruesome baseball. But we did it with a near full house, nearly divided Cubs fans, Sox fans, and somehow they managed to stay together and have a great Sunday at the ballpark. Keep that in mind, folks. And now, the names of those who we said goodbye to since we last met on Veterans Day. Bertram Bert E. Bates, Richard Benedetto, Willard Booth, Anthony D. Damiani, Richard DeSandre, Paul Dittmer, James B. Filfalon, Michael Fiorino, Roy Fisher, Jerome Jerry D. Foley, James B. Gotloff, Jan O. Grillis, Louis Guido, Robert Hebert, Martin J. Hoekstra, Robert Joseph Hollick, Frederick Jordan, Joseph R. Kiris, Gordon Kolb, Thomas Kulik, Philip Mangano, John McKiernan, William Neville, William Ouellette, Salvig Peterson, Richard E. Potocki, Fred Rautenberg, Donald F. Robertson, Harold George Samuel, William Bill H. Schwass, Richard E. Senderick, Donald Shepler, Dale Wendell Stevens, O.C. Thompson, Ralph L. Thompson, Alfred Zimmerman, and I have pulled two names in particular from this list to mention last. They are Arthur B. Algram and Thomas O. Myers, Jr., gentlemen who I have known for the last 40-plus years, gentlemen with family-run businesses in this community for decades, gentlemen who have given back to this community through service clubs, through veteran organizations, through their businesses, through the Chamber of Commerce and other business associations. They are great gentlemen, and I miss them deeply. So as I ask you every time we gather, keep them in your thoughts, keep them in your prayers, but today, leave them with a great round of applause.
Now we'll have a musical selection by Chorus of DuPage.
From the rising of the sun till the battle's fought and won, we will fight for the right and defend our country. country. We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale, high shall our purpose be. Semper Paratus is our guide, our pledge, our motto too. We're always ready, do or die. Coast Guard, we fight for you. Calls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor free. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine. Anchors aweigh, my boys, anchors aweigh. Farewell to college joys, we sail at break of day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the foam. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home. First we fly for the ride, and we fill the nation's mind, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done by the ill and won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the kings long and strong, for where'er we go, you always know that the army goes rolling along. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, to meet our thunder, and the boys give her their gun, Down we dive, spouting our flames from under, off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame or go down in flame, and nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. And those are the great armed forces of America. We serve America at home or overseas. They serve America.
Rifle squad, fire a 3-round volley. Set. Bugler, taps, preset, hook. Please be seated. And now another selection of the Chorus of DuPage. You can take your seats. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to invite our mayor, Scott Levin, for a few words. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
Well, good morning and welcome, fellow patriots. I'm happy to see so many people here today participating in our Memorial Day service. I want to thank our Veterans Commission, our Chamber of Commerce, our American Legion, everyone at the city who worked so hard and to organize the parade after our hiatus, and also to the Patriots Care Group that put the flags out for us. I've been attending this event for many years. I regret that I didn't force my children to attend this service with me. The lessons to be learned today are so very important. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine, we're talking about England. He spends a lot of time there, and he says they don't have a Memorial Day, they have a Remembrance Day, which is also known as Poppy Day, in the tradition of wearing a red poppy to remember those who died in World War II and in the service of their armed forces and in the war since. Well, we're here today to remember as well. That is what our Memorial Day service and our Memorial Day is all about. To remember those who gave their lives in the service of our great country, and we've been doing that in the United States since 1868. This past week I read an opinion article in one of the papers, and it was about a man who was commenting on people who say, Happy Veterans Day. For many years it felt inappropriate to him, along with the fact that so many of the people in the country, in our country, saw this as just another day off work without any understanding of what the meaning and importance of this day is. He lost his son during a recent war and reflected on discussing Memorial Day with his son before his son had died. And his son noted that the festivities and the family gatherings were illustrative of the reason why our soldiers have made the sacrifices they did, which is to protect our freedom and our American way of life. The author of the article was at peace with that thought and no longer troubled when he hears Happy Memorial Day. Today, we see the freedom of a peaceful nation being threatened in their brave fight against Russia. The Ukrainian military is making the same sacrifices that our soldiers made to protect our freedom. For that reason, let's keep Ukraine in front and center in our minds today, too. So on this Memorial Day, let us not only remember, let's honor and mourn those who died in the service of our country in the U.S. military. Then let's enjoy this beautiful day and the freedom given to us by those soldiers who have paid the ultimate price. Thank you.
Before I introduce the officers, I'd like to recognize Jerry Subaray, a World War II veteran. Please stand up. Thank you for being here. He's accompanied by his daughter, Jane Evans. Thank you for your service. See, I told you I could do it. And now the officers that we're proud of you and we're glad that you're here. Most of you have been with us for many, many years. First, I'd like to introduce General Wendell. You've already met. You don't have to get up. They know who you are. And Colonel Brackey, thank you for being here. Lieutenant Colonel Martin Jensen. Tyrone Clark, Chief Warrant Officer. David Fry, Commander. And Michael Saviati, Chief U.S. Coast Guard. Thank you for being here and participating. You make this a very special program. And now it's my favorite time of the program. We're going to introduce our Grand Marshal. So I'd like to invite John Quigley, Elmhurst Chamber of Commerce CEO, and Ralph Picciano, Chair of our Elmhurst Veterans Commission, to come forward and make the presentation.
You want to get that's over here where the flag, escorting people on. Reese, I'm escorting people up with Reese.
It's our honor for John and I to once again organize a traditional parade. I like to say that we've had a parade of vehicles the last 2 years. Although last year we did have a memorial service and we presented a Grand Marshal's banner, but we're so pleased to be able to do this now on the backside of a parade. And we're here to honor First Lieutenant Robert Fonzino, who has long ties here to Elmhurst and served us with his service in Vietnam. And if Bob would please come forward, we're going to present him with the Grand Marshal's parade banner. You can go ahead and make your comments. We'll hold it.
Okay. Good morning to everyone, and thank you for being here this morning on this Memorial Day Monday. I'd like to thank Bill Shanklin, Ralph Picciano, and my old friend John Quigley, among others, for giving me this opportunity to speak here today. It is an honor, and I'm very proud to have been selected to be Grand Marshal for today's parade and ceremony. I'm not sure I deserve this honor, but thank you very much. My name is Robert Fonzino, and I served in the United States Army from 1966 to 1969. The most impactful time of my service was the tour of duty I spent in the Central Highlands of Vietnam from July 1968 to June 1969. During that time, I served as 1st Platoon Leader, B Company, 4th Infantry Division, 2nd of the 8th Mechanized Infantry. Memorial Day for me is a very serious, meaningful day, not to honor all veterans, but remember those who gave their lives while serving our country. I want to take a moment to emphasize how personal this day is for me. If you would all please bear with me. September 26, 1968. Jesse Atwood, Cecil Bundage, George Cox, Maurice Kincaid, Johnny Thompson, John Rippey, Barry Olson. March 12, 1969, Robert Schaefer. March 22nd, 1969, Roscoe Ball, Richard Anderson, Armin Blake, John Brandberg, Harvey Enns, Michael Hermson, Lavi Peters, Angel Rejas, Clyde Sweat, James McKechnie, and Allie Stevens. I don't like to think that these young men gave their lives willingly. In fact, they fought like hell to survive. But in the end, they paid the ultimate sacrifice of their lives while proudly serving our country when they were asked to do so. I think of them nearly every day, even after 54 years. I guess my Memorial Days are not limited to the fourth Monday of the month of May. These are the young men from my unit that I had the privilege to serve with, who did not return home. They were more than fellow soldiers. They were my friends, some very close friends. I remember their pranks, and I remember their smiles and their tears. I remember the pain and the anger and the heartache that they went through. I remember the day they arrived to my unit, and I remember their reactions to combat. I remember their valor, and I remember the last moment of their lives. What they were denied can be best summed up in a remembrance I wrote 7 years ago on March 22nd, 2015. I wrote it to post on the wall of faces of Vietnam veterans, and you can go there online yourself to look up anyone and share a remembrance if you care to. I wrote, Harvey, it's been 46 years today that you lost your life. I remember you like it was yesterday, my friend, and I think of you often. I am blessed with so many things that you were denied. A wonderful wife, a daughter, a son, and 3 beautiful grandchildren. Thank you for being there so many times for me that year. I'm sorry I couldn't save you that terrible afternoon. Until we meet again, your friend and comrade always, Fuzzy. For those who have never heard or read an official military citation, I would like to read this one, honoring a good friend I had the honor to serve with before going on to our separate tour assignments as platoon leaders in Vietnam. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity in action at the risk of his life, above and beyond the call of duty, First Lieutenant Poxon, Armor, Troop B, distinguished himself while serving as a platoon leader on a reconnaissance mission. Landing by helicopter in an area suspected of being occupied by the enemy, the platoon came under intense fire from enemy soldiers. in concealed positions. A soldier fell, hit by the first burst of fire, and First Lieutenant Poxon dashed to his aid, drawing the majority of enemy fire as he crossed 20 meters of open ground. The fallen soldier was beyond help, and Lieutenant Poxon was seriously and painfully wounded. With indomitable courage, he refused medical aid and turned his attention to seizing the initiative from the enemy. With sure instinct, he marked a central bunker as a key to success, quickly instructing his men to concentrate their fire on the bunker. And in spite of his wounds, First Lieutenant Poxon crawled toward the bunker, ready to hang grenade and charged. He was hit again, but he continued his assault. After succeeding in silencing the enemy guns in the bunker, he was struck once again by enemy fire, and he fell mortally wounded. First Lieutenant Poxon's comrades followed their leader, pressed the attack, drove the enemy from their positions. First Lieutenant Poxon's gallantry, indomitable will, and courage are in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service and reflect great credit upon himself, his unit, and the U.S. Army. For his action, First Lieutenant Robert Poxon was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor. This is a day, a quote by an author and photojournalist, Tamara Bolton, caught my attention and sums up what today really means. This is a day we pay homage to all those who didn't come home. This is not Veterans Day. It's not a celebration. It's a day of solemn contemplation over the cost of freedom. So today, let us enjoy all the activities, food, and festivities that Memorial Day has become. But maybe we can take a moment or two to remember what Memorial Day is really about, and especially remember those who fought and died so we can appreciate our freedom. Thank you.
Hold it this way.
This is yours. You will come to my house for hanging.
You're going to hang that on your front wall.
Yeah.
I have that on the front lawn. Really.
That was wonderful. Very good. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please be seated. Thank you, Bob. Very powerful. And now we'll have another selection from our bagpiper, Brian Costello. Thank you, Brian. This is the part of our program that gets a little tricky, because what we're going to do is ask all of our officers to go over to your appropriate monument, render honors to the people who have gone before us in your service, turn around and stand there. Do not move. When you hear your service song, yes, you guys just look good. We got to do the work. But when you hear your service song, then please go back to your seat. Thank you. So please go, at this time, please go to your monument. U.S. Marine Corps. U.S. Navy. U.S. Air Force. U.S. Space Command. U.S. Coast Guard. We have American Thank you very much. Now I'd like to invite Mayor Levin to come up and place the wreath.
I got it, though.
He'll get it for you. Now the American Legion and American Legion Auxiliary will place a wreath. And now we'll have the Daughters of the American Revolution come forward with a poem. Please welcome Crystal Forbes.
Thank you for being here.
Good afternoon. The American's Creed was written by William Tyler Page, a longtime congressional employee. He wrote it in 1917 for a newspaper competition that sought to encourage duty towards America. In April 1918, Page's composition was adopted by the U.S. House of Representatives. This creed exemplifies the duty that soldiers have aspired to by accepting the responsibility of military service from the time of our nation's founding to the present. This creed speaks to the values held dear by the Daughters of the American Revolution, the organization that I represent here today, which is why DAR members recite this creed at each of our chapter gatherings. Today, we offer these words to honor and remember those who now lay at rest for the sacrifice and duty they gave in service to America. I believe in the United States of America as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the governed. A democracy in a republic, a sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity for which American patriots sacrifice their lives and fortunes. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies. Thank you.
All right, before we wrap up, a couple of more things. Oh, no offense, sir. No offense, the artillery.
Don't be on the short end of it.
No.
However long it takes.
Very good. Oh, Lord. I want to recognize somebody else in the audience right now. There's a Colonel William Schwabis, Korean War veteran who passed in 2022. His wife, Marilyn, is here. Stand up and be recognized. Thank you very much. We just have a couple of more things to do, and then we'll be finished. General, could you come up for the benediction, please?
Well, this has been a grand day. I'm sure glad I was invited. Let's bow our hearts to our God in prayer. Our Father in heaven, we come this day acknowledging that we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We thank you for the men and women who paid such high a price of laying down their lives, as even was described for us a few moments ago by the gentleman who was there when it happened. We thank you for the service of all those who have paid the full sacrifice. We thank you, Lord, for the inspiration given us this day as we go to our homes, to our daily routines with renewed vigor to be the citizens that you want us to be. We pray for those who do not have the privilege in their countries to pay honor because they live in countries where there is not honor. Thank you for the USA. Thank you for those who have prepared this day of remembrance. And I ask and pray all of this in the name of Christ my Lord. Amen.
Please stand. We're going to raise our colors at full mast. To the colors. Preset. Raise the flag. Please be seated. A couple of more things. Number one, these roses you see here, everybody's welcome to take one. They were provided to us by Phillips Florist here locally in Elmhurst. Lunch is going to be served at the American Legion Post. We'll have a bar and lunch. I'm not quite sure what they're doing or what it's going to be, but I'm sure it'll be good. I know a glass of wine is going to taste good right now. I'd like to thank Jim and the Park District for the wonderful job they did on our ceremony area today. It's always good. Today it just seemed extra special to me. I think, and also thank the fire department for another thing they've added. Bill, did you come and be recognized? I'd like to thank you. Get ready to retire the colors. You don't mess with that anymore. You're fine. Okay. Oh, here you go. Do this first. What's that? Yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you, Bill, for allowing us a second here to give you a little bit of recognition from the fire department. As you may know, Bill Shanklin has been the Masters of Ceremonies here for this event for quite a number of years. He's also a lifetime member of the Chapter 37 of the Special Forces Association, the Elmhurst American Legion, THB Post 187, former intelligence officer, the 82nd Airborne Division Association and Rangers Association, and he's been a member of the Rotary Club of Elmhurst since 2006, as well as the past president. We just wanted to take a second to thank Bill for all that he's done for the fire department and the honor guard as you see them present colors and assist the police department with the volley today. He's been instrumental in putting our honor guard together, and we just have a little token of appreciation for Commander Shanklin here today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh my God.
There you go.
How do I wear? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wow. Oh, this is heavy.
At least you don't have it on backwards.
Yeah, as John said, at least I don't have it on backwards yet. Well, thank you all for being here. Don't forget, we're going to have lunch at the Post. And feel free to come and have a glass of wine, beer, and some food. I don't know what they're serving, but I'm sure it'll be good. At this time, we're going to retire the colors. Please stand.
And salute.
Ready?
Order arms. You figured that one out.